Did I make that?
No.
So who's Russia? That's an interesting kind of mystery, isn't it? But that self, that subtle sense of self, that recognises itself when it connects with another in that space. That's where that self is. That's the invitation. I think that is the invitation for anybody to explore that self. It's not something that somebody can tell you.
Yeah.
It's really not something that can tell you. It can be discovered in that genuine connection, but nobody can tell you that. And the problem in life is that very often people will tell, and this is why we spend our lives wrestling with this idea about self, when we know nothing about self.
Yeah.
We'll say somebody's self, we know nothing about self. We talk about self-belief, we know nothing about self. We talk about self-esteem, we know nothing about the self.
Yeah.
The invitation is for one, for themselves to look.
Yeah.
And invariably what one finds is a connectivity, their interrelationship with everything else. What a surprise. If you ask the scientists, they will tell you everything's from the same something and nothing. If you ask people who are deeply religious, they will tell you it's all from the same source. If you ask, other types of, it's the Big Bang, it's all one, whatever it is, it's one source. Everything's interconnected, everybody's interrelated, but we spend all of our lives in battling. So if I had a message, it would be for somebody, for us to look at that.
Yeah.
My particular work is all about inviting somebody to arrive at peace of mind.
Yeah.
To arrive at peace of mind, to look at the contents, not look at the entire contents of their life, look at it, to look at it gently, to look at their life, to arrive at peace of mind. Because ultimately that's what people want, don't they? They want peace of mind. They want peace. They want peace and prosperity. They want peace of mind. Well, to arrive at peace of mind, as I say in the book, your mind needs to be at peace, and you need to be at peace with your mind.
Yes.
You need to be at peace with your mind, and your mind needs to be at peace.
Yeah.
If you're still, if you're silent, if you take a look at life, that peace of mind is there, it's available to you, and you'll suddenly find you stop wrestling with yourself and fighting with everybody else. Yeah. And you suddenly find this, your interrelationship with everybody else, your interrelationship, and this is the magic. The whole world is your oyster, then you're not in conflict with life. It's a, I don't even think it's a, I don't even know if it's a process. It's a looking, and clarity emerges over a period of time. It's like anything. I guess it becomes clearer over a period of time, or perceived time. But actually, for some people, it happens in a moment. Yeah. For some people, just things happen in their life, and it's just they get on with it.
Yeah.
What's the rest? Life becomes so clear. Their health is taken away from them. Something serious happens. They lose somebody, and they realise that life is what it is. At last, they start living it. Because most of the time we don't live life at all. Yeah. We're waiting for something to happen. We don't embrace life. We don't accept it. We don't flow it. But it's there. It's there. It's available right now. It's available right now. It's not. I would say ultimately it's not a process. It's an invitation for one just to see and to embrace themselves, and then life. You embrace life. Life will embrace you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So finally, being someone who's been through your own personal journey, how would you define success? What's your definition of success?
Well, I often say that success is meaningless without fulfillment, and both begin within. Success is something that is very... success is very kind of dependent on kind of perspective, isn't it? On where it is that you are at that particular time. It often changes. I'd say for me now it's just doing what it is that resonates with you. But sometimes you'll be in a particular context, and success is therefore baking that cake, or it's running that race the fastest time that you can, and that's all fine too. But I think that I often say that one of the challenges that we have, particularly in the West, is that we're taught that success leads to fulfillment. That once you get the right this, that, the right body shape, the right exams, the right relationship, the right number of kids, the right handbag, the right whatever, that you'll arrive at fulfillment. It's untrue. The reverse is true. Fulfillment leads to success. Once you realise you're already whole, this brings us back to the fulfillment one. Once you realise that you're already whole, mind, body and spirit, and you always were whole, once you remember that, there's fulfillment. Then it puts a whole different perspective on success. Many of the things that you might feel that you're wanting to go out there and achieve and pursue dissolve away. The need for lots of that stuff dissolves away. So, but then you can ask yourself, well, what does success mean to me, or mean to me at this particular thing, at this particular time? For me, success isn't particularly doesn't really mean a great deal for me as a word, actually. It's just to be in, to embrace, and to enjoy. That's the success.
Yeah.
That's the invitation to become who you are. As it's put in one of my CDs, to become who you are. To become who you are. That paradox of just becoming yourself, following yourself. But very often we feel as though that's a journey we can't make. Very often we feel we need to be somebody else. To become, which really is about just being. But so many people, it's. But then, I was saying, but don't overly look at people like me or anybody else, because there's so many people who know this, and they have such a humility, and they just accept life, and they just get on with it. They don't have any great plaudits or prizes or position and all the rest of it. But they understand life very deeply.
And they're fulfilled.
And they're fulfilled. They're up there. They're growing their vegetables. They understand life. They flow with it. They're bringing up their children and so on. They're doing whatever it is that they're doing. They embrace life. They accept it as it is.
Wow, powerful stuff. Well, Rashid, that brings it to a close. And I'd just like to say thank you for taking time to come today. And I've definitely learned a lot from you. And your book, fantastic. I read it myself, and I would recommend anybody watching this to actually go and purchase the book, because you learn so much about yourself, and you learn so much about life and how your perspective of life should be if you want to obviously reach fulfillment, as you mentioned. I'd just like to, just for our viewers, that's the book, The Gift of Inner Success by Rashid Ogunlari, and you can purchase that from
Rosario.com, my website. So
that's www.rasaru.com. And I'm sure you've got CDs and others.
Yeah, there's all sorts of other things. Yeah.
Okay. So that brings us to a close. I'd just like to say thank you for the interview.
Thank you. Good luck with your book.
Oh, thank you. And by the way, I'm sure she should just let you know about the book as well. Is The Power of Self-Belief. You can purchase that from Amazon or www.thepowerofselfbelief.com, and that's a great read as well. I mean, you've heard from Rashid himself. What we're here to do is just to encourage everybody just to believe in themselves and to discover who they really are. It's not who you are. It's not about what somebody else tells you. We can be who you are. Who you are is who you are inside, ultimately. And the only way you're going to find that out is by you taking a practical look at life and looking at yourself, and just not being led by what society tells you need to be, or friends or family tells you could do or you can't do. My philosophy basically is, if you haven't done something, then who told you can't do it? Until you try it and fail, then you can't do it. In my philosophy, you've got to try it, and if you fail, so what? You move on, you learn something from it. So I'd just like to encourage everybody to take hold of that, and just embrace who you are. Life's too short to be worried about what people think about yourself, or how people react to your actions. You've got to take the step. If you fail, it happens, move on. Like you said, flow with life. And then just move on from there, and just become who you're destined to be, because we only live, approximately 70 to 80 years. Why spend that 80 years or 70 years, which you might live for, worrying about people's opinion, worrying about what would happen if you fail? Life's too short. Life doesn't worry about those things. Life just moves on. And I just think it's best for us to embrace that and take that on board and just move forward from there. Okay? So, Rashid, once again, thank you for taking time out to come and see us today. And I hope we'll be talking very soon about what stuff and projects you might be working on, which we could obviously share with people and take from there. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great, thank you very much.